The sun is finally out and we're going to get some garden work done today. I have to do some harvesting. There are a few things here on these green stalks that are overdue to be harvested. It's been raining so much that I haven't been spending as much time outside to care for the garden as I usually do. So I'm feeling a little behind, but we're gonna try to get as much as we can done to catch up. I'm going to start with this green stalk. I love this color so much. I think it was my favorite for this year, and I wanted to make it look nice again. So I'll just pull the radishes out first. I'm not even going to bring the camera very close because these guys are just not looking great. We can still eat the leaves. I might make a pesto, or just as I did on the last video, just chop them up and add to something that I'm already cooking. That's usually my go-to thing. And then we're going to grab some lettuce. I'm going to take all of the lettuce out of here. Oh, that is a radish. Oh, spoke too soon. We got one big one. That's nice. This planter has mostly cool season crops, and we're going to replant this after with some seeds that will grow better now in the summer. This is how much radish I got. Just a few with real radishes, mostly greens, but that's fine. And now I'm going to move on and take out all of the lettuce. Most of them are bolting, but I can still use some of these leaves for maybe a quick salad for lunch. Some peas in here, and I'm going to take it out too. Okay, strawberries are going to stay. These pansies are going to stay. I want to collect seeds from it. I got some seed pods yesterday. Let me see if I can see some more. I just want to have lots of seeds this year to plant lots of pansies again on the green stalks next year. Thankfully, they tend to volunteer a lot too, so letting them just go to seed and do their thing is also a great thing. Oh, look at that, we have a broccoli. Didn't even notice before. I know we're gonna have a heat wave, but I might try to let this guy mature just a little bit more and then harvest. It's nice to see some empty pockets. This pea, I have a little pea, only one. I just had coffee, so I don't want to eat that right now, but these leaves look healthy, so I can eat these as pea shoots with my lunch garden salad, which is cool. Need to put these guys in soon because I'm just feeling starting to get really hot really fast. This guy here has lots of spider mites. I can't use much, not even those leaves, unfortunately. I have a compost bucket down here, or a little thing planter that I'm gonna take to a compost, which I also have to talk about here because I haven't decided really what my compost situation will be, but we'll talk more about that in a coming up video too. There's so many things this year that I wanted to do and I didn't get a chance to yet, so planning to do a little mid-year check-in to talk about other plans we had in the beginning of the season and how things are really going right now. That is also just past the summer solstice. It's always good to kind of give a little assessment and adapt to the plan if you need to. I think this is mostly good. I'm going to leave these potatoes. This piece can come out. These ones I can't eat. It's sick. But lots of now empty pockets that we can plant something else. That's great. But I'm going to keep going with the harvesting now because these are tender greens and they'll not do very well with the heat. So let's move on to this raised bed next. Okay, my phone just overheated and I had to wait to cool it down a bit before I film this. So I'm going to be fast on this side too while we are in the sun because I want to get those greens inside fast. And I hope it doesn't stop filming while I'm talking. But look at this cauliflower, how awesome it looks. I'll bring you guys closer. Isn't it looking great? This one could have more time. Sorry about the shadow, but I'm still going to cut it because these temperatures are going to be way too much for them, even with the cover. My phone stopped filming when I took this one, but here is a closer look. You can see, and we're going to take a little break until it cools down a bit more, and I'll keep harvesting. Hey everyone, it's the next day. We ended up going out to run some errands yesterday and I didn't get to come back to the garden, but I have some good news. We were able to get the pavers for the GreenStalk. We ran to Home Depot too and I got some new plants and also some pavers so we can get that GreenStalk job done today. We're gonna move the yellow one to the paver, and I got a second one to move the gray one that's in here inside there too. We're also going to do some more harvesting. That's why I have the basket here. But we are in our heat wave already, so we're going to do that later at the end of the video. And I'm planning to take you guys inside to show you what I'm going to do with the harvest from this weekend. There's a few other things that we have to do too. Lots of gardening maintenance stuff, and I'm going to come back to these GreenStalks after. We're going to try to get it planted. What else I have here? I have some beans that I have soaked, and I want to plan to show you guys what's happening in the other garden right now. I found some dahlia tubers that need to be planted. I'll see if I can get a spot for them in the garden. As I mentioned yesterday in the beginning of this video, I'm feeling behind and we gotta get things done, so I'm gonna try to get as much as I can this weekend before this heat wave sets in, because after these 3 days of extreme hot weather, we're gonna have another week of rain. So I don't know how much garden work I'll be able to get done then. But first, let me show you how this bed looks without the cauliflowers. I just took it out together yesterday. It's looking a lot nicer there. But unfortunately, this broccoli here that I wanted to keep is getting eaten up by cabbage worms. Let's see if I can find one here. I think they are right here, you see? They're just eating all the leaves and pooping everywhere, and I'm thinking that I might just have to cut it. I wanted to leave it in here to keep producing some more broccoli for us, but it's getting too hot and I don't want to keep attracting more cabbage moths to my garden, so we're gonna go ahead and take these out today too. In fact, let me do this right now so I don't forget. This will be our first garden task of today. I'm sure I have other things to do that I haven't told you guys yet, but we're gonna find things to do together while we walk around the garden. My main goal is just to get as much done as I can while I can, because the weather is being a little bit hard this year. All right, now let's move on to this area, which is fully shaded right now and feels a little cool, and I'm going to work on moving those GreenStalks. The garden's looking really good actually without the water that we had, and then now the heat. Everything in this bed particularly is looking like it's having a really good time. It's starting to grow really fast and look beautiful. Everyone still looks really green. There's not a lot of bug damage, so hopefully this bed will yield us a lot of vegetables this year. This is the GreenStalk here that I want to move, and I have already put the paver in because they're very heavy and I wanted to have them inside the garden. And I got another one for the front here because I plan to move this GreenStalk to there with the base. I'll get the little piece over there, you see, that is the bottom part of it, bring it over here, and then stack this back up. We're gonna level this surface first before we do that, but I do want to start with this yellow one right here. Also, I almost forgot. I've got the lead for the yellow GreenStalk. I'm holding some seeds I just grabbed inside right now too. I'll put them in my pocket, but we're gonna get some of these things planted on the GreenStalks out there. And I also got the seed houses that I ordered together. Let me tell you something really cool about this apron. Overall, I just remembered this pocket here is waterproof. So let's say if it did start raining, I can put it in here. My seeds will not get wet, which is really cool. And I have my level. I want to make sure this is nice and leveled before I put the GreenStalk in there, and it's almost perfect. Oh my god, that's great. So that's a good spot. I decided that I'm going to put it here because my squash that I was not sure if it was going to germinate or not germinated. So we have a lemon squash growing here, and it's going to need some space to grow. So what I'm going to do too, I'm going to switch the tiers of this a little bit, so this squash is a bit above, and I will be able to still rotate the planter while I put this in here. If I kept against the fence, the corn and the beans and everything would keep touching there or trying to go through it. It would just not be nice. So here is where it's going to live now for the summer. I'm going to try to adjust this paver just a bit more, and we're going to move this here. The plants are still small, thankfully, so it's going to be easy to just move it around. And most of the things here have germinated, which is great. That here is all full, which is great. So is this one. Wonderful. Okay, I'm a little tight in space. And this one too. Oh, it's all good. Only the bottom tier didn't fully all germinated. Sorry that the audio throughout this section is not very good, but now I'm just stacking the planter back together on top of the paver with the spinner base and using the level at the top of the planter too to make sure it's all good. You can still spin it. It feels more stable. It's not as wobbly, which is great. Okay, here is the lid. Very cute. Let's put it on. I still gotta wash this top water reservoir, but I want to put the lid on anyway. All right, let's move on to our next task. I have some beans here that I want to plant in this area that I am at, so we're gonna do that first. I have soaked some more of the emerald pole beans that I tried to plant by my corn there on those beds on the same day that I started all of this from seed, and I am sad to say that none of them germinated yet, so I soaked some more and I'm gonna try again, but I might do in different parts of the garden. I'm going to inoculate with our garden inoculator again. I'm just going to drop some of this on the pre-soaked beans, and I have more beans to sow on my other GreenStalk. They're not soaked, but I'm gonna throw them in the same container here with some moisture so you can kind of get the seed nice and coated too. I want to put a bean right here on this first part of this trellis. I'm actually going to put 2 seeds since it didn't germinate before. I'm gonna come out at the end and water everything right before we harvest or after we harvest. So I'm doing 2 there. I think I might do 2 in the back too, because the tomato is mostly just coming to this jute, this twine, so this can be climbed by some beans too, some pole beans, so add some also. Oh, and I can see here I already have more suckers, so we're gonna come around and prune some too before we get out of this garden. But I'm gonna do the same thing on those 2 poles over here, and I'm just digging a hole and poking the bin straight in the soil. Okay, I have a few seeds left, and now we're gonna plant it by the corn, and I'm gonna show you what's happening to my corn. I think the soil here is too fluffy or something, and the corn is kind of fallen. I've been trying to come here and, put more, how can I say, dirt under it. I have stepped on this, come with my boots and tried to make this soil more stable, but they keep still falling, so we'll see. Hopefully they get some more roots and get a bit stronger. But I'm gonna try to sow these bean seeds again here. The other ones didn't come up. Let's see how many I have left. Oh, exactly 6. Okay, so we're gonna have to go one at a time again. Put only 1 per hole again. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Okay, now for this side, my carrots are not doing very well, and I just found a bunch of dahlia tubers. I have planted some of the other ones. I will show you guys in the garden tour too, but I have all of these of my favorite varieties still to plant. I have given some away. I have planted a bunch in the front that I will give you an update about in the garden tour too. This is Cornell Bronze, which is one of my favorites, and I think I'm going to just put them right here in the middle of this bed and see how they do. Where's my hoodie? Because at this point it's getting too late. I'll do the middle of the carrots, give the carrots a chance, and I don't want to lose them, so I'll just put them in there and see what happens. Maybe we'll have some beautiful dahlias in this raised bed, and they get big, so they need some space. I have some peaches and cream in here. I already have those planted, a couple. This is Cornell Bronze. This is a water lily type, which is a beautiful kind of cup-shaped dahlia. And I think I'm going to plant that. Oh, what's the other Cornell Bronze? Behind. So I did 1 here. I gotta remember. I'm going to do 1 here of the water lily, and then another Cornell Bronze in the back, because Cornell Bronze is my favorite. And I love to have extra tubers for next year when I figure out my flower growing situation. So far the groundhogs have been eating almost everything, spoiler alert, that I've been planting the front, but next year I can work on something on that side of the garden to protect them too. Then I'm going to do this last one all the way back here. If they don't get too big or produce too many flowers, it's okay. I'm mostly just interested in tuber production, so I can have some more tubers to plant next year. All right, I'm not even labeling them. They're gonna be a surprise if they come up. Then I have two more here. One of them is my husband's favorite. It's called Diva. It's a burgundy red dahlia. And he asked me to plant it because he thinks it's pretty. It's very beautiful. Oh, and they might do in this bed too. We had an animal coming here visiting, digging it all up here and kind of messing up the mulch that I had underneath with the compost. So I did not want to plant anything here. Maybe I'll do this one right here next to these beans that won't get too big. Oh, see, lots of healthy roots in here. That's a great sign. Oh, there's three actually. Okay, this is Diva. And you know what? Sure, let's see what happens to these guys here on this mulch one. If it grows, it grows. If not, I don't have anywhere else to plant them anyway, right? So they would kind of go to waste regardless, so at least I'll give them a chance and see what they will do. And the last task to do here is to prune these tomatoes. I wish my clippers were cleaner. I choose to prune my tomatoes so there's more airflow and it's easier to harvest. They give me bigger fruit. I'm gardening in a new location this year, but I was still in New York last year, just an hour away from here. And it had lots of fungal disease, and I'm afraid with all of this rain might be having, that might be the case too. So I want a lot of airflow in between these plants as much as possible. That was the last thing I had to do here. Now let's move on to the, oh, actually it was not. I'm gonna put the GreenStalk here. So let's do that. I'm going to leave the camera here and bring the other GreenStalk to this side, the bottom part of this guy. Let me start unassembling this so I can put the base on the paver and get that leveled out too. Fun fact, this is my oldest GreenStalk here. From this batch, I have it since 2001. And my plants are doing wonderful in it. With the same soil, I just amend it every year. And it's looking so good. Everyone's growing so well. It's always so satisfying to see. And I'm going to speed up this process again. I'm just doing something simple here. Just leveling up these two sides. And then stacking this back up right here. I'm gonna go ahead and harvest most of the bigger things on these planters here, which is the shiso, which is a Japanese herb that has a very wonderful flavor. I think in Korea they used to, there's a Korean version. Not sure if it's a different species, just a different name. If you know, please let me know in the comments down below too so I can learn. But I love eating this and cooking with this. Oh, it smells so good. My favorite way to do it is just to use it at lettuce wraps. You put a lettuce piece, a piece of shiso, and then some minced meat or whatever you're feeling lettuce wraps with, and oh, it's just so good. I don't know yet what I'm going to do with it. I forgot that I had to harvest, but I'm taking inside, and I'll try to use during this week too. I know some people that make tea and say it's really good. Never tried making tea. I was blend with whatever I'm cooking. When I lived in Hawaii, I used to make poke with it. I just slice it very thin, mix that with your tuna and the sesame oil, the onions, the green onions, soy sauce is really good. I'll find a use for it. Maybe hot pot would be a good thing too. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I really love this smell. Also makes wonderful cocktails if you are into mixology. I'm not very good at it, but my husband make some good ones, so he might use some too. I have some lemon balm. I think those are small enough. I can leave it be. I harvested last time together here with you guys. I like to leave this cilantro pods here. The flowers are so pretty. I'll have that on the top tier again. Now I'm gonna move to this side and get some more Swiss chard. Swiss chard grew very fast. My goodness, it is loving its life here. And I'm not even watering or rotating, doing anything to this planter. I hope it still does well when we put it up there and get some more love. And the sweet chard for us this season hasn't been very earthy. Sometimes, especially the red ones, can taste a bit like beets. But they are pretty good and sweet and mild. So I've been using them kind of like spinach. It's been really good. And I had a question in the comments if I ever use raw sweet chard to eat in salads. I usually don't. If they're this big, I will cut it up and always try to cook it. But if they're this small, like these guys over here, yes, I will add to a salad. It has a much more like milder flavor and it has a nicer texture too. So I wouldn't mind eating even this one, these three over here raw. But these guys, this size, let's try to see it. This size, I will cook it. I cut this plant almost all the way to the brim, which is fine because I want to move this. We've been having so much sweet chard, a little break wouldn't be a problem. What is this? There's a vine here. Was this morning glory? Oh my goodness. There's a morning glory, which is like a weed from my last apartment. And I don't want it growing here. I'm just going to take it out with these pansies. It just gets everywhere. So I had such a hard time controlling it last year. I don't want it to root anywhere new also, so I will pick it up later. I'm not even sure if it can root from the stem, but I just want to make sure it doesn't become a problem in this garden too. And since this GreenStalk is old, it probably just came with the seed was in the soil from when I brought it over with me. Wonderful. Here's our harvest basket so far, just from one planter. How nice does this look? Very good. Oops, I still had some more hanging there. Let's add that to the basket. And the other side I have beans, which I didn't show in the video last time, but they're like cranberry beans. I had the nice and striped one. This one's very young. The ones I harvested are about this big. And I have some lettuce on the top here, the beans there. It's not doing very good because it just was getting shaded here, but I think it's good. Now I can carry it and move it. Here's how the GreenStalk looks in its new home. Okay, now let's take care of this guys over here. We harvested this together mostly yesterday, so there's a bunch of empty pockets. And here is where I want to grow those yellow beans. And I have the container where I inoculated these other ones. We count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this side, 7 up here. I think 7 is a good number, but I'm gonna throw a few extra to do more than one per pocket in case they don't germinate. Those seeds are a bit old. I'm just gonna put a couple seeds, see if they germinate. Then I'm going to water it. When you plant, you want to water directly in the pocket, but the soil did feel a little dry when I was poking these bean seeds in, so I'm also going to give a good watering, especially because we have a heat wave. I also still have these 3 tomatillos to plant, and I'm gonna grow in a grow bag because that's the only space I have available, and I'm gonna add more soil there. And I'll move it to the fence garden so it stays protected. And I still have to water the GreenStalks, but you know what, I might water these other ones plus the bed after. This video is already getting longer than I anticipated. I love doing work in the garden, but I just have to do so much at once today because of our weather situation, and I still have to cook dinner. So I actually might ask my husband to come water while I'm cooking dinner. So we're gonna put that aside. And I ran out of granular fertilizer, so this guy's gonna have to grow just what is available with this potting soil, and I'll add some of the liquid fish and seaweed fertilizer once I fertilize the rest of the garden after the heat wave. So these tomatillo plants are looking a bit puny. I'm going to plant all 3 of them and see if at least 2 of them will survive, because we need at least 2 plants in order to produce fruit. And I'm going to fill this up with more soil even. I don't know how I'm going to support these tomatillos yet. Just thought about that. Might have to put a tomato cage, so I might have to push them a bit more towards the center. Even if they grow a little too close, it's fine, because tomatillos tend to be very prolific. So if they don't produce as much, but they still produce some, I'll be happy about it already. Okay, I'm gonna water and move it to that garden. Let's move this in, and I might put in a shaded spot, maybe in that corner for this first few days, so it kind of acclimates. Then after the heat wave, I'll move them. Okay, I'm gonna put the tomatillos right in the corner over here, shaded by this plant here in the afternoon, and we have a bit of a morning shade on this side of the garden, so it should be protected. Oh, and I just realized I was supposed to harvest some of this basil, because I noticed this morning that was starting to go to flower. So let's do that real quick before I get inside. The light in the garden looks really good this time. It's beautiful. But I'm just going to harvest this with my hands and take off the tops here, pinch it off. Okay, let me show you the buds first. You see there's a little tiny flower bud starting to form here. I do not want this plant to go to flower. I probably waited too long to do this, but we're going to pinch it off right above a node, like right here. And now this plant's going to branch, and now this little baby ones in the corner will start growing, making this plant very nice and bushy. I want to cut this one even a bit more down. Here we have it. I'm just going to pinch this one and the ones in the back too, because they're doing the same thing. I'm just using my fingers to clip this. I guess I should use my pruners since I have it here. Do the same with this one, a bit lower on those guys. I want them to bush nicely. This one is not as tall, so it can go right there. This one hasn't started budding yet, which is excellent. That's when I should have done my other ones. And even though it's been raining, the sun in the past couple of days have been so strong that this basil is really dark. That not always happens with this opal basil. Sometimes they get a greenish tint, but look how nice and dark it is, because it's getting so much sunshine. Okay, we are inside now, and it is time to make some food with the harvest from the garden. I took out some of the things we harvested together yesterday too and put here in the basket. And while my camera was charging, I went outside and got some flowers to make it look nice too. I also freshened up a little bit because it was really, really hot. And we're just going to make a quick pasta tonight using a few of these things here. Today was a really long day, and I wanted to make this dinner very quickly. I think I'm just going to use a garlic to saute some Swiss chard with. Add some pasta, chili flakes, butter, olive oil, maybe some Parmesan cheese at the end. And that's it. It's going to be a very quick and easy dinner tonight. I already have my water boiling. I like to turn it on before I get other things going. So I know I'm going to make pasta before I went to take a shower. So it's when I come out, it's ready for me, ready to go. And we can start cooking. And we're going to start prepping our veggies real quick after we get this pasta cooking. Just going to use regular spaghetti here. I have some thin spaghetti. I'm going to cook the whole package. So we have some pasta that I can use to make a quick dinner tomorrow night too. This one is a really quick cooking one, 6 to 7 minutes. I always go to the lower number, so we're going to do 6 minutes, and we're going to start getting everything ready to make the pasta with right now while it's cooking. I'm going to already put a strainer over here in the sink, so when it's time to strain, it's quick and easy. I'm going to turn this pan on and low to start warming up the pot too. And we're going to quickly cut this garlic. I'm going to use about 4 cloves for this. And when I'm cooking, I like to put a little container here on the side that I can put my skins and scraps, so I can either make stock with it or compost it. So I'm just going to slice this garlic thin. I'm not gonna mince it. I like it sliced for pasta or for sauteing vegetables too. And we love the flavor of garlic here in our household, so if it gets a little bit thicker and more garlicky, we don't mind either. Okay, so garlic's ready. And I think that I'm going to use mostly Swiss chard today. I'm going to take the ones that are in the front. Got some yellow ones, some of these white ones. I did wash this before I put in this basket, but I can see a little bit more dirt, so I'll wash it again. And this is the pea shoot that we harvested together. I'm going to put this in this bowl of water with lettuce. The lettuce was looking a little sad, so I added into a bowl of cold water to rehydrate again. We might have a salad with dinner tonight also, depending how hungry we are. If not, I'll just put this lettuce away and I'll have it tomorrow for lunch. I didn't have it yesterday because I wanted to show you guys everything that I harvested in this video here. I've got 2 minutes. I'm just going to start with the stems, and I'm going to cut this thin so it cooks fast. Even the leaves too. I'm going to try to cut it mostly thin. So I'm not counting the amount of this. Just I don't know how many leaves, but if you're buying from a store, maybe half a bunch. This is garden to table. We cook with the amount the garden gives us. This amount looks good. Don't want to put too much, so it fits in my pan. And the pan has been preheating. I'm going to add some avocado oil because I have to open that one to go high heat cooking. Got a good amount. I'll finish with some olive oil after for flavor. So pan is nice and hot because we had it on while we were slicing. Now we're going to add our garlic. And once the garlic gets nice and fragrant, I'm going to add a dash of red pepper flakes. Now I like my garlic to get a little bit on the brown side. Some people don't. Oh, there's a lot of pepper, but we like that too. Just going to infuse the garlic with this pepper. I'm going to remove from the heat a bit because it's hot. You could say too hot. I don't want to burn the garlic too much. Just while I was grabbing the Swiss chard, then I'm going to throw everything, stems, leaves and all, into this pan. And I'll use a spatula to mix it around. It smells wonderful already. Haven't even added salt. Our pasta is ready, so while this cooks slightly, we just add some salt to this, then I'm going to strain the pasta. And I want to save about a cup of liquid of that pasta water, maybe half a cup because that's what I have here, to make our sauce at the end too. I'm just going to use half because the other half is for tomorrow. Here, while it's still hot, a little more than half. And this other half here, I'm going to rinse in cold water to stop the cooking, and I'll save for later. This works great with kale too, if you have kale. And now I'm just going to add the pasta water, which is great because it has some starch from the pasta, so it helps with this getting a little glossy. And we're going to finish up with some butter, and we're going to add some cheese at the end. That's it. Very, very simple and quick dinner. Now, I was going to add Parmesan cheese at the end, but I found some feta in my fridge, so I'm just going to add some feta in there too. Let's cut some butter. And I want to finish this fast because I don't want this pasta to overcook too much. Some black pepper, generous amount. It's always great. Now I'm going to sprinkle some feta cheese for a punch and add some nice briny, salty flavor to this. And I'm going to plate right here. I'm gonna get 2 nice plates. Make sure everything is nice and good. And we're gonna do a little bit of garnishing with some of these other things that we have here. I'm gonna move this closer to me so it's easier for me and make less of a mess. Now there's always a little bit more toppings that get at the end of the pan, and I'm gonna add this for more flavor. Some cheese, some of the sweet chard. A lot of the bigger things sometimes fall off to the bottom, so you can always top it off. And when I'm plating things, I like to make things look nice and high. It makes it look much nicer if you're cooking at home. Just give us a little impression for being a little fancier, so you enjoy your food more too. Okay, I might crumble a little bit more feta on top. I still had a little small piece of feta, so I'm just gonna crumble a bit more on top. It's gonna make it look nice. Okay. I think that if I had chives, that would be the perfect and topping for this. I know there's a lot of chili flakes, but I'll add a little bit more to make it nice. Add some color. I'm gonna add some olive oil. I love this finishing oil here. It's very tasty. You can garnish this. We have this gorgeous purple basil. It's just nice to make things look and feel special, even when you're cooking at home. These basil leaves are too big for this. I'm cutting, but it won't look perfect, but it's okay. Something from the garden. Let's see if I can make it look nice. Trick that I learned while working in restaurants is just let things fall in there. Don't place it very much, because that makes it look a bit fake. So I'll put some purple in there. I'm also going to add some green. I prefer to use the little ones to plate, but at home I want to use everything that I have. So I harvested some bigger green basil leaves too. This variety is a lemon basil, and it smells really, really good. I hope this is looking good, not weird to you guys. The light in my kitchen is not the best either, so it's hard to make things pop. Usually makes things look a little dull and gray instead of the real color that it actually is. Put some nasturtiums. Some chefs plate with marigold. I do not like the taste of marigold in my food, so I am not going to add that. But I grabbed some pretty little pansies, and I think I'm gonna put some more around. See, I was thinking to do the pea shoots. I like to use the sides if they're still tender, and you can add the sides to your dishes too. They taste like peas, so even when you don't get peas, but you want to add some shoots, you have the shoots or the plant like I just did. I took this plant down yesterday, or you guys see in this video, the beginning of this video, and I was going to add to a salad, but we're going to add to our, I don't know, is this a spring pasta of chard and pea shoot pasta? I love the little tendrils, make things look very nice. Just put one more here. That one's looking a little mushy, but it's okay. Let me see how you guys are seeing this. I'm plating the other way. Hopefully it doesn't look too weird. It looks good to me. This camera, the light's so bad I'm looking right now compared to what I'm actually seeing. I'm gonna put this outside. All right, let's put this by the window where the light looks nicer. And now we're going to taste. I'm really hungry after doing all that garden work. I want to get a little piece of basil in the next one. It's really good, but eating pasta on camera is a bit tricky. It's very tasty. The chili flakes and the garlic are really good. There's a lot of flavor, and the feta just kind of brings everything together. Feta is nice because it adds acidity and the saltiness, umami flavor. I want to get a piece of basil now. Oh no. I could taste the pea too, which was awesome. Get a bit of basil too. This is a good bite. So much better with the basil. So good. Very strong flavor. Delicious. I could just eat this whole thing right now, but I'm gonna go inside and enjoy dinner with my husband. If you like this video, please make sure to subscribe so you can see more garden to table recipes through this summer. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you next time.